So Jill Stein is being charged, I'm not for sure with a misdemeanor or a felony, but she's got a court date. She's got a court date coming up in April or May. Her and Jeron Hicks, right? So Jill Stein, a 75-year-old woman. 75-year-old woman, it's what, she about $110. She's about 110 pounds. Now, they're saying that she committed a crime, and I'm trying to look at some of these.
Because I got separated from the rest of the crowd, and it initially felt like there was a lot of safety in numbers, but then it turned out that I was being charged with assault after being assaulted by a bicycle and basically thrown onto my head backwards. I was charged with assault.
That seems pretty incredible. So you could push a woman down, right? What was it that one actor from the Alcatraz, Sean Connery, says if you're going to hit a woman, you don't hit her with a closed fist, you just smack her, right? Or you just throw her down on the ground, right? Hit the back of her head. Take a bicycle, throw a bicycle at her. It's okay to throw a bicycle at her. It's okay to throw a woman down and hit her, hit the back of her head on the ground. That's okay, right? But Sean Connery, Barbara Walters says you're going to get letters for saying that, it's okay to slap a woman. Let's carry on.
Assaulting a police officer? Can you believe it? And so I got separated out, and I was alone going through this whole other process where I was going through a medical exam. I had, regular steel handcuffs put on and sat a long time sitting alone in a cell. And I had no idea, did anybody even know I was there? I had been separated from my team. And, was I going to be there all night? Was I going to be there for a week? What's going on? When could I call my lawyer? So I was just completely led through this process, completely blind. And I'm really glad that, we got out. It's kind of scary, to tell you the truth.
It's very scary. I mean, when they put Navalny in jail, well, he never got out of jail. So thank goodness that Jill Stein was able to get out of jail. To think that you got the fascist in chief, right? The commander in chief right now. He loves Putin. He loves Putin. So no telling what the fascists will do when it comes to trying to get rid of their opposition. I'm trying to look at these videos to see where there was an assault, right? I mean, the stuff that they were saying was incredible. They were saying that 110-pound, 75-year-old Jill Stein, she was doing all this crazy shit. This Officer Pussy Conroy and Officer Bitch Moore. So you got Pussy Conroy and Bitch Moore, and they're, apparently she suplexed them both from the back. She leg sweeped them and did an elbow drop from the top. Jill Stein, she had grabbed both of their bikes from underneath of them. She picked both of them up with her pinky fingers, and then she knocked their heads together. She kept on knocking she was doing like Three Stooges. She poked out one of their eyes, and then she slapped both of them, and then took one of their feet and started swinging him around over her shoulder like a continental soldier. She was sitting there just swinging him around and around and around in a circle, and Officer Pussy Conroy didn't know what to do. It was the most scared and, intense time of his life, and Officer Bitch Moore and Pussy Conroy, they were pissing themselves. They pissed all over their pants. They shit, not just in their own pants, they shit in each other's pants. She had punched, apparently the 75-year-old Jill Stein, 110 pounds, she punched, she kicked, she headbutted both of them. And then apparently she also shot them both up with Tomahawk missiles and drone strikes. Yep, 400,000 were killed. Jill Stein is responsible for 400,000 were killed. She ended the ceasefire. She's bombing people in Yemen and Somalia right now. No, wait a second. I'm getting some of this stuff mixed up. No, she didn't shoot them with Tomahawk missiles and drone strikes. 400,000 killed. That's how many Israel Netanyahu has killed.
Hold the line now! Hold the line! 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 Hold it down for Palestine! Hold the line now! Hold the line! Hold the line! as fuck. Fast as fuck. Fast as fuck. You get back.
Alright, so pay attention, okay? So this video, we're going to see, can we expand this, or is it going to be the same size? So basically same size. Now, tell me where she assaulted him. Apparently Jill Stein and The Rock is going to do a tag team, and they're going to, you know, just basically beat the fuck out of like 20 cops single-handedly. They just kicked the shit out of all these cops. Ready? Here's Jill Stein kicking all the cops in St. Louis's ass. Watch this. There she is right there. Now, I was thinking that maybe she was this person with this, you know, yellow arms right here, but that's not her. She's with the black, you know, she's wearing black right here. So, you know, they are both intertwined, their arms are intertwined, and they're pushing the bike right against Jill Stein. They're pushing her directly. And it's this fucking guy, and then it's this fucking guy. So, you know, where's the assault except for you're shoving a fucking bike in this, you know, in this old lady's face? And they still fighting with her right there. They pulled somebody over here. Is that her? With the white sneakers and gray pants on the ground there?
You get back.
Let's watch it again.
Fast as fuck. Fast as fuck. Fast as fuck. You get back. Hold the line now. Hold the line.
So there she is. She's not pushing back at all, except for just to stand up, you know. It looks like they're trying to shove her down to the ground. Trying to shove an old lady down to the ground. That's why we have cops. Thank God for the cops. If they ever see an old lady peaceful protesting, they'll shove an old lady down to the ground. Thank God. Oh, our heroes are here. Our heroes are here to maintain the genocide. I think this is her on the ground over here. Basically, somehow they were able to pull her out of the line. They were saying, hold the line, but they were able to outpower a 75-year-old, 110 pounds, you know. They're able to outpower her. But then I think I see, like, white hair in the background over here.
Hold the line now. Hold the line.
Do we have anything else? Can I get out of this screen? Am I stuck in this screen forever? So I didn't see where she had assaulted anybody whatsoever. And then I think right here, we just have her on the ground, right? So we just see her after she's been arrested. So what do we know so far? Well, we know for sure that the St. Louis fucking fascist fucks, the Nazis, the Nazi fascist totalitarian fucks, they went ahead and knocked an old woman down. They went ahead and attacked her with a bicycle. They threw her down on the ground. They tied her fucking hands up. They kidnapped her. They put her in a pen. Who knows what could have happened. Thank God she was able to get bailed out. I mean, this is fucking, what is this, goddamn North Korea? I mean, is this motherfucking Putin's fucking Russia? Is this, like, take it to the gulags and shit? No, this is America. This is where we have the freedom of speech and the right to peacefully protest, the right to peacefully assemble. Well, apparently not. The right to freedom of the press, right to religion, the right to, what else is there? The right to religion, speech, petition, the right to petition your government for redress of grievances. Excuse me, Mr. Officer, I'd like to hand this petition to you.
Y'all gotta go back around the left here. Go back out. Y'all gotta go back around the left here. Go back out.
Alright, let's take a look at some other footage. Here is the crackdowns at 4 college protests lead to more than 200 arrests. There was protests all over the place, right? There were several in Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico. The places that are in red is where they were arrested, and the places that are not in red are just where protests were had and no arrests had happened. So she's here in Washington U, right? So that's on the border of Illinois and Missouri. University of Minnesota, Indiana University, Ohio State, Princeton, Columbia. All these red places is where there was arrests that had happened, and then these other places are just where a peaceful protest had happened and that was it. I mean, what's the worst that would have happened? I mean, Jill Stein's a presidential candidate. What does she have to, she's got to get back on the microphone. She's got to go to different states. She's got to do her campaign. So even if she was to, get a tent and stay out there on the lawn for 1, 2, 3 days, eventually she's going to need a bathroom. She's going to need a shower. The thing would fizzle out on its own. Well, what the fuck is the fucking problem? You got 100 goddamn people that's protesting and people are like, we were so scared. We were so scared. It makes me think about like when you would have in the antebellum South, there wouldn't even be a slave uprising, but just the idea, just the thought that the slaves might rebel, they would just round up a bunch of black folks and arrest them and either, maybe hang them, do dastardly fucking things because there's rumors floating around that there was going to be a slave revolt. So when you're doing evil, when you're doing wickedness, all it takes is just a twinge, just a fucking skosh, just a tiny bit of an iota of a thought, of an idea that, hell, maybe a revolution is fucking coming. Maybe a goddamn slave uprising is underfoot. Just the thought. I mean, my God, when the United States of America is, financing a genocide, 400,000 Palestinians have been killed. There might be some Americans, in this land of milk and honey, in this land of, supposed to be a free country, right, filled with a bunch of free people. Maybe this free country filled with free people might freely speak out about all the fucking horrors and the genocide and the murders and the mass murders and the killings of the kids and the killings of the old people and the killing of the kids and the killing of the kids every fucking day. You're throwing a fucking kid, you're killing a kid, you're bombing the kids. When it came to October 7th, there was a bunch of talk about, 1,200 people were killed. And then they also said that there was mass rapes, right? So 1,200 people were killed, mass rapes. And then they talked about how the babies were beheaded. If that was the biggest fucking deal in the world, the rapes and the beheadings. Well, there was rapes that was going on with Israel, right? They tried to hit the soldiers, they had arrested a couple soldiers for doing some rapes, and then the people were pissed off and saying, hey, you can't arrest our soldiers, even if they're doing the rapes. So Israelis are okay with their soldiers raping people, and then the Israelis have been bombing the fuck out of children nonstop. They just killed 404. This is on top of the 400 fucking thousand that they killed. They're returning to Gaza in their tents, right? When it comes to living in a tent, they're literally living in tents, or they're just living out there in the fucking rubble. They're trying to live back in their homes. They're going to try to rebuild their fucking homes. That's their homes. That's their homeland. They're going to they're going to stay tied to their post, just like with Alexander the Great. There are people of resistance. They're not going to fucking move. They're not going to fucking move. It's where they belong. If anything, I'd be willing to give them Alabama. Just let's take the 2 million Palestinians and put them in Alabama. Fuck all the fucking Alabamians. What the fuck we need Alabama for? Let's take the 2 million Palestinians and give them Alabama. And then everybody in Alabama just needs to move elsewhere. Everybody in Alabama needs to go to Montana or Utah or Egypt or Jordan, some other fucking place. Get the people. What the fuck do we need Alabama for? We don't need Alabama. Nobody needs Alabama. So let's give Palestinians Alabama, right? And then if you guys are pissed off about that, that's exactly what the fuck is happening, you stupid fucks. You took, 6 million people and you tried to put them on top of 6 million other people and you didn't think there was going to be any fucking problems there? So let's give the Palestinians a homeland. If the whole idea of Israel is that the Jewish folks need a homeland, well, you know what? The Palestinians need their own homeland too. Bill Burr was talking about how they were always talking about human shields. Oh, there's human shields, right? Well, you got to work around that, He says they use that as an excuse, right? Well, the Palestinians are using human shields. True, whether it's true or not, he's like, you got to work around that. If you're going to fight against your neighbor and the neighbor is holding the baby, you can't just punch through the baby. You can't just punch through the baby to hit the guy. You got to at least swing a hook or sweep the legs when he's out on the lawn so the baby will bounce on the lawn. The 19 application charges, only 2 of them are being prosecuted. So these motherfuckers in St. Louis, what the fuck? This is all St. Louis has to do? St. Louis has got to thumb up their, boo-hookahs, their keisters. They got to thumb up their key. This is all that St. Louis. Come on, I'm sure there's real problems in St. Louis. To sit there and waste all this money and treasure and then to call Jill Stein out from wherever she lives all the way to move to fucking, have her fly out to goddamn St. Louis to answer to these fucking charges, and then to say that she's the one that was assaulting them, she was the one trespassing and assaulting, she was being an American, and then someone had pushed her. It matters who starts this shit. If I throw a bicycle at you and then you said, hey, don't you throw a bicycle at me, and then you push me, do I have a right to complain that you pushed me after I threw a fucking bicycle at you? Of course I don't. So only 2 of them are being prosecuted. They clearly think they got the fucking evidence. I haven't seen the evidence, to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. To prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. That means they have no fucking doubts that Jill Stein went to St. Louis, went to Washington University in St. Louis in order to attack the police. That's why she went there. She went there to fucking attack the police, to burn down the fucking, goddamn stadium, to burn down the fucking city, to bomb them with the Tomahawk missiles. She was going to fucking create as much chaos and goddamn havoc as she possibly fucking could. Get the fuck out of here, man. She wasn't doing the icky shuffle, floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. She's barely standing up right there, just trying to hold the line with her little frail arms. Trying to stick with the, little circle of 5 or 6 people. And, they're marching from here, marching to there. Let them fucking march. What the hell's the matter with you motherfuckers? Are y'all so stupid? You don't even know how to handle a peaceful protest? You don't know how to handle a peaceful protest. Oh, there's a peaceful protest. Oh, shit. We better violently fucking attack them. And then after we violently attack them, pretend that they were the ones attacking us. What a bunch of hypocritical fucking totalitarian fucking fascist fucks. They want to try to say the left is this way and that way. You clearly saw there was fucking fascists. That motherfuckers with guns, motherfuckers with absolute authority, had all the power of the state. They have license to murder, license to kill. And there's about, fucking 20 of them per one protester? So 20 cops per one protester? You don't think it's a little overkill? You're wasting all that fucking money. You bourgeoisie motherfuckers are wasting all that fucking money. She's not Ali. She's not Muhammad Ali. She ain't Mike Tyson. Hell, she ain't even Evander Holyfield. Or Joe Frazier. She didn't throw a right jab. She didn't do a left undercut. There was no 1-2 punch. She was just barely fucking standing. They shoved her down, pulled her out, threw her down. They was shoving her with the bicycle. They put her down on the fucking ground, and then they threw her in a pen. And she couldn't talk to anybody. Couldn't talk to her lawyer. She wasn't allowed to make a fucking phone call. What kind of processes are this? Did they have clean jails? Did they let Bubba fucking do, his way with her? Makes me wish I was there. Makes me wish I was there with her. But apparently Jill Stein has no people that, that's on her side. That truly gives a damn. And so, let's see here. 400,000 killed from the river to the sea. Let's give up Alabama for the Palestinians. You have this fucking guy here, right? Andrew Martin. We've all watched as the protests have spiraled out of control in other campuses across the country in recent months. We're not letting this happen here, says Andrew Martin. The chancellor, right? Okay, chancellor. Remember, isn't that what they called Adolf fucking goddamn Shirley Hitler? So, okay, Shirley, Washington University, Andrew Martin. Man, my penis went up into my body. I was so scared. I shit all over myself and then rubbed the shit all over my stupid shitty face. Why'd you do that? I don't know. I just get scared and I act fucking crazy. We all watched this protest have spiraled out of control in other campuses across. So he's just fucking imagining shit. He's just imagining shit. So they create this fucking violent scenario in their own goddamn heads and then they use violence. So these motherfucking fascist motherfuckers use the violence against a bunch of non-violent, peaceful people. In America, it should be so crystal clear that we have the right to peacefully assemble. The First Amendment, we got fucking 10 Bill of Rights, right? And then there's more freedoms past it, and then there's more freedoms inside the body and freedoms in the preamble. There's freedoms all throughout the fucking Constitution. We can't even get the First fucking Amendment right. I once heard that something about America is using fascism to stop communism while we pretend to fight. We fight in the name of democracy to stop, tyranny? What? I don't know. It's like the lessons of World War II wasn't that, both American classical liberalism combined with communism can unite to stop fascism, but it's let's use fascism to stop communism or some shit. So fuck this Andrew Martin, fuck this fucking douchebag, we're not letting this happen here. We're not gonna, I remember I had a tent set up at the University of Louisville, and somebody else had set his tent up, and maybe I should have talked to some other people and we could have done it in unison. But basically, it was a Mike Martis. He just came over to me and he just was like, hey, he came inside the tent. It's the first time I've ever been in a tent. Yeah, you need to pack this stuff up. And then I didn't pack it up. I was just so mad about it. And then eventually they took it. And then I went to their fucking station. And then they said, here's your tent back, but you better not come back Okay, cool, man. Fucking cool, you stupid fucking piles of shit. So just a tent, just one single tent in the quad of the University of Louisville made them piss their fucking pants. What the fuck? Is that a tent? And then, you know, when I think about the solidarity of the Palestinian people, that they have to live in tents or even worse conditions until they build their fucking homes, it's impossible. It's fucking impossible. How does anybody expect, you know, anybody to fight against some shit like that? And then, let's see, we got Jeron Hicks right here, MFA student poetry. So it wasn't just Jill Stein who got arrested, but also Jeron Hicks. He had got arrested too. So solidarity with this guy, Jeron Hicks, MFA student poetry. A lot of these students and employees, they're going to lose their jobs, they're going to get suspended, or they're going to get banned from the university. They're not just fucking, you know, standing up for an issue thinking they're just going to go to a march or a protest. They're not going to be able to go back to fucking school. They're not going to be able to go to the university, get their degree, and then go out and, you know, make $1 million fucking dollars or whatever. So they're putting their entire fucking student goddamn life, their entire professorship, everything is being put on the line because, you know, not only do they believe in this idea so, you know, forcefully, but the fascist, totalitarian fascist fucks are just so against the idea of anybody standing up for what's good and for what's right. I guess they've seen the history books too, you know, Vietnam, it was started with the student protesters, Berkeley, the free speech movement. But I've been to college, and really 99% of them fucking fuckers were a bunch of right-wing conservative fucks. They all, you know, kissed the dictator's ass. They weren't ready for change. They weren't going to fucking protest and stand up for jack shit. So really, you know, the only liberal progressives, however you want to put it, the people, the activists, the people that wanted to change things, it was like less than 1%. So when people have this idea that universities are filled with a whole bunch of, you know, liberal this and liberal that, that's a bunch of horse shit. It's a bunch of horse shit. It's a bunch of right-wing conservative fucks. So, you know, in some respects, I'd hate to see the Department of Education go, but, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing all that student debt go either by the wayside. But they're trying to say that the universities are just too fucking far left fucking, you know, havens or whatever, and that wasn't my experience. My experience is that they're too far right-wing. So solidarity with this guy, Jeron Hicks. He was there with the Hold the Line. And clearly, you know, he's for speech and peaceful assembly, but the Washington University in St. Louis is not. So if you're thinking about, you know, and then who the fuck cares that there's a Washington University in St. Louis? You ain't fucking goddamn Yale. You ain't Princeton. You ain't Harvard. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Just Hanover? Columbia? Like, who are you? You know, if you're not in the top fucking 10, for them to act like they're so much fucking better than everybody. We've seen how things got out of hand, and you know how it is when things get out of hand. So Jeron Hicks, this guy's with the Department of English. Apparently he's still a student, or he's just listed as a student. I'm not for sure. Washington University in St. Louis, Arts and Sciences. He's a poet from Rolla, Missouri, concerned with the conjunction of gender identity, rural social landscapes, and political modification. They got a cat named Ducky. Is that what they're afraid of? His cat is named Ducky. That cat is not a duck. A lizard named Zeppelin. That lizard is not a blimp, and a somewhat strange passion for Pokemon. Why is it a strange passion? In Pokemon, you know, gotta collect them all. It's the Pokemon generation, isn't it? And here's Epic Lit General Major and Standing English Junior. Guys, does this sound good or like cool? Leaves of Grass. That's a fantastic fucking work. Leaves of Grass. I celebrate myself. I loathe and invite my soul. I loaf, and I invite my soul. So here I'm going to end off with just this little article. So after the ceasefire has ended, right, and then you have Yemen saying that they're firing rockets into Tel Aviv and they're going to shoot at the USS Harry Truman. Hamas fires rockets at Israel for the first time since the truce collapses as toll mounts in Gaza. Right? That's how it fucking happens, right? They keep fucking around, pushing and pushing and pushing until Palestine responds, and then they'll say, see, they attacked us. The only reason Donald was able to get the fucking ceasefire is because they told Netanyahu, hey, here's what's up. But now that they are sucking Putin's dick, sucking Netanyahu's dick, sucking authoritarian dictators' dicks, you're not going to see any ceasefire. None of these ceasefires are going to work. None of these wars are going to fucking end. He wants to get the credit for the damn thing, the art of the fucking deal, like he knows anything about the art of the fucking deal. So even though these students were suspended and banned from Washington, I mean, people are losing their jobs, they're losing their opportunities, right? And they're going to have to prove that case against Jill Stein beyond a reasonable doubt. You know, how's it porking? You know what Futurama says? Oh, you're porking at him. What's it going on, pig? Huh? What you doing there, you piggy? How'd you get out of your pigsty, you little piggy pig? So here's the retaliation, right? They killed 404 people. They broke the fucking ceasefire. Straight up just broke the ceasefire because they don't want to fucking honor the deal. The two things is Hamas has got to get out of power, but Israel has to stop the occupation. Netanyahu will never stop the occupation. They want to steal the fucking land. They've been trying to steal the land since 1948. They can't live next to their neighbors. They believe in stealing and coveting their neighbors' goods and coveting their neighbors' lands, coveting their neighbors' wives and family and children, and coveting their neighbors' buildings and homes. Israel's bombed fucking schools and hospitals. They even bombed UN refugee camps. It's fucking disgusting what the fuck Israel's doing. It's fucking disgusting. Makes me think of, what's that fucking guy? Medhurst. Fuck Israel. Fuck you till the day I die. Fuck you until they put me in jail or until I die. Fuck Israel. Fuck you. Alright guys, y'all have a good night. So Hamas is retaliating, and they're going to say that they shot into, more than 500. Man, when I fucking first heard it, it was only like 100, then 200, then 300, 404. Now they're saying that there's more than 500 people, including 200 children, have been killed. Fucking shit, man. This shit's fucking with my mental health. It's fucking with my understanding of America. We're the bad guys. We're the fucking stormtroopers. We're the Nazi stormtroopers. We'll let Cameroon and all these other countries suffer under a dictatorship. We don't give a fuck about democracy or constitutions or 3 branches of government. We don't even care about fucking freedom. We're supposed to be a fucking free country filled with a bunch of free people. I feel like I'm the only motherfucker out here reading the preamble and reading the Constitution and taking it serious. If there's other people out here that would read the Constitution and read it along with me, the Constitution is whatever we fucking say it is. It's whatever we make it to be. So this country could be so fucking great, but it's like we barely won the revolution, we barely got a Constitution, we barely got a Bill of Rights, and we're not fucking fighting for any of this shit. Once you lose a freedom here, lose a freedom there, you never get that shit back. And the fact that we were, basically given this incredible gift just handed to us and we're just fucking squandering it. More than 500 people have been killed since the new offensive began. So fucking Israel's just bombing the fucking shit out of Gaza for no fucking reason whatsoever. 1.7 million remain after 600. I think 400,000 have been killed official, but the 600,000 is, 2.3 down to 1.7. 200 kids. Good job, America. You made sure 200 fucking kids were killed. You killed 53 Yemeni people. More people are fucking getting killed in Ukraine. Donald brags about being a killer, right? It's not just rhetoric, have a killer instinct in business and corporate fucking world, but be a literal fucking killer. And make sure you kill a bunch of fucking babies. And then also the Ukrainians were tracking all the kids that were getting kidnapped by Russia, but we're not going to track it anymore with the White House isn't tracking any more of those babies being kidnapped. Putin is kidnapping the Ukrainian babies, changing their fucking names, and then indoctrinating them, teaching them to speak the Russian language. Basically disappearing them into their own fucking culture. Taking them away from their mothers and fathers and their families and their friends and their neighborhoods and forcing them to be fucking the particular Russian of Putin. What kind of Russian is fucking Putin? Is he like the Swedish, what is it, Oleg? It was the Swedes, right? The Swedish fucking pirates, right? Russia was founded by a bunch of Swedish pirates. Hamas military wing Al-Qassam brigades confirmed it launched an attack, saying it bombed the city of Tel Aviv deep inside the occupied territories with a barrage of M90 rockets. In retaliation for Israel's attacks, Israel also came under fire overnight from Yemen's Houthi rebels. The Iran-backed militia said it fired a ballistic missile at Israel in response to Israel's renewed war in Gaza. The second it has fired since the ceasefire collapsed. Israel's military said it intercepted the missile Israel blames the new fighting on Hamas for refusing bullshit. Hamas in turn accused it's Netanyahu. Why are they making it sound like it's fucking evil? Netanyahu just started attacking them. I knew they weren't going to make it to fucking phase 2. Fucking George Galloway thought that he was the art of the deal. He's going to, that the fucking ceasefire deal would hold up. Fucking shit, man.